You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Champions League, it's back in full effect, and it's a very tough start to the group stage as well for Liverpool. We play Napoli again in the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium in the city of Naples. If you're a Liverpool fan travelling out there, please be safe. Listen to the club's guidance about what time to arrive at the stadium, the transport from the airport to the ground. Please follow the advice, because Napoli can be a very dangerous place to go to for an away fixture. So before we dive into the match preview, let's remember to like this video. Make sure you comment as well with your lineup predictions, your score predictions as well. And then, of course, subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already. Right, let's jump into this one. I got a bit of history for you, a couple of stats. In Europe, Liverpool don't have the best record against Napoli. Yes, in 2010-11, I think we beat them 4-2 at Anfield. I think there was a Steven Gerrard hat-trick, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong there. I think I'm right. But in the Champions League, it doesn't make for good reading. Now, we've played Napoli 4 times in recent history, and you'll all remember we had them in our group in 2018-19 when we went on to win number 6. We lost 1-0. In Naples that night in September 2018, and if you remember correctly, we had to win the reverse fixture at Anfield, which we did 1-0. But in that first one, it was a 90th minute Insigne goal that really finished off Liverpool that night. I remember watching it. They completed more passes than us, they covered more distance than us, and they obviously got that all-important goal. 16 attempts on target that night to Liverpool's 4, with 0 shots on target. So obviously we're hoping for much better. And then the last game of that match day was in fact at Anfield, and it was Mohamed Salah who scored the goal for Liverpool that sent us through. There was a contentious red card maybe that night for Van Dijk, with a bad tackle really on Insigne, or Mertens I think it was, and obviously Van Dijk maybe got away with one in the derby. Let us know in the comments what you think of that. But that was a very close game as well, a lot of yellow cards in that game, and then we played them again. We got them in the groups again the following season, 2019-20, and it was even worse for Liverpool that time when we went to Naples, because we lost 2-0. A really horrible game to watch. Again, late goals that really finished us off. You had Dries Mertens scoring in the 82nd minute with a penalty, and then Fernando Llorente scored in the 90th plus 2 minutes in that game. Again, quite a few yellow cards. We did manage 4 shots on target in that game, so it's a little bit better. And then we played them at Anfield, as you know, in 1920 again, and it was 1-1 that time. Thanks to goals from Lovren, of all people, and Dries Mertens with a great goal at the Kop end. So do you know what, guys? This is not going to be an easy game in the slightest. It might seem easy for me to say that, but when you look at Napoli's start to the league, they're actually joint top as things stand in Serie A. Their last game was a massive, huge victory away in the derby away at Lazio. It's not really a derby actually, because they're different cities, but Lazio and Napoli is always fiercely contested. Kvaratskhelia scoring the winner for Napoli in that one, and they've before that drawn against Lecce. They've drawn 0-0 away at Fiorentina. They've beaten Monza 4-0, and they won their first game of the season away at Verona. And they currently stand in first place, joint top with AC Milan, both on 11 points, both won 3, drawn 2, with a 12-goal difference and only 4 goals conceded for Napoli this season. Liverpool obviously conceded more than that this season. So, and they're ahead of the likes of your Romas, your Juventuses, your Inters, your Lazios. So Napoli, it's a bad time to play them. It's a bad time to play Napoli right now. Obviously, their main man, I think it's Mertens, went to, I think it was America, I'm pretty sure. It might have been Insigne, but either way, one of them is still going to be playing, and you know, Insigne is Napoli's all-time top goal scorer in the Champions League. Mo Salah is for Liverpool, by the way, 34 goals in Europe now. But it's going to be a very, very tough game, this one, especially away. And as I mentioned at the start of the show, I got an email, because I'm a member of LFC, to say something along the lines of, do not make your own way to the ground, please travel with us. I think they want fans to be outside the stadium for 4 o'clock for an 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock kickoff. Obviously in Italy they're an hour ahead. So Liverpool fans, if you are travelling, please be safe. We don't want any repeats of what happened at the weekend when there was hundreds of Liverpool fans left outside of the Everton game, and the same thing for the Paris final, which obviously is still yet to be really sorted out. But let's get into Liverpool's form. I mean, it's not good. It isn't good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We haven't been good enough this season. And we're playing in the Champions League off the back of a draw where, again, we've picked up 2 injuries in that midfield. Fabio Carvalho definitely out of this one. Jordan Henderson is probably out as well. So the big question for me to ask you today is, do we start Arthur Melo in this Champions League fixture away in Naples? Now, hasn't had the most experience playing for Juventus or Barcelona, but the reason that we've bought him is so that he can play games. So we kind of got to forget his injury record, his lack of maybe league appearances across a good few years at Juve and Barca, and we've really got to rely on this bloke. Now, if we play him tomorrow night and he doesn't fit the bill, he's going to get moved to the back of the bench. But I think if he plays tomorrow and has a really strong game, then we could, I know it sounds a bit stupid to say, but it could be like a new signing. And I know he is a new signing, but when it's a loan, you're kind of hoping that the loan player does well enough to make it a permanent signing, a new signing. So the number 29, Arthur Melo, let me know in the comments, does he start in that midfield with Fabinho and Harvey Elliott tomorrow night? Do you play a James Milner, for instance, as well, in that tough Napoleon atmosphere? I think Milner's had a few yellow cards the last 2 times he's played there. And I don't want to use the word revenge, but we don't want a record in Europe where the other team's playing better than us. We are Liverpool, after all. We've won 6 Champions Leagues, should have been about 9 if I'm honest. I've seen us lose 3 Champions League finals in my life, which isn't great. But in the Champions League, Napoli have a better record than us. They've won 2 out of 4, we've only won 1. So I wouldn't use the word revenge, but we need to win. It's a big statement win if we can win away in Naples on the first day of the Champions League. Now, I know there's this saying that in the Champions League you only need to really draw your away games and win your home games to go through. And yeah, that does work. But I want to see Liverpool win, purely for the mental aspect. I mean, the barrier that we've faced of playing Napoli away to losing every time so far has to be overturned. Don't forget as well that if you win in midweek, the momentum definitely does go into the weekend, and we've got Wolves at the weekend, which, they have just won a game for the first time of the season. Podence with a fortunate winner against Southampton. So Wolves will be keeping an eye on Liverpool in midweek to see if we play well, if we're a threat, if we get any more injuries, then they'll be buzzing, of course. But I'm really going to need something tomorrow night from Darwin Núñez, Mo Salah and Luis Diaz, who will play up front. We've obviously got Bobby Firmino, Diogo Jota to come back in as well, which is a massive, massive boost. To have Núñez and Jota back in the equation, to be called upon, can't tell you how happy I am about that. But we need to see some results now, especially from Mo Salah. 6 goals in 33 games post-AFCON. Which isn't good enough. They're all non-penalty goals as well, by the way. And that is a poor record from Mo, considering how well he's done. And questions need to be asked about Mo Salah. His heat map at the weekend was non-existent, if I'm honest. Totally on the halfway line on the right-hand side, which isn't where we need him. And there was Pep Lijnders saying that we've kind of given him a new position that will help stretch the opposition's defence, but it didn't work against Everton. So maybe we go back to even Mo playing through the middle, where we know he's so clinical. But the attacking players for Liverpool have to perform tomorrow night. I want to see goals. I want to see a win. I don't want to see a draw. We've found wins hard to come by anyway this season, so why not go for a win? We can beat Napoli. The thing we are going to have to deal with is that atmosphere. When it gets going, it's rocking in there. And if they get an early goal, I fear for Liverpool, because we've conceded the first goal in I think 9 out of the last 10 games. And we've come back to maybe draw, maybe win 1 or 2. But from what I've seen this season, when we concede first, the heads go down and it's tough to get back up from that. So, when we go to places like Napoli, let's make a statement. Let's go out and have a massive first 10, 15 minutes and try and score a goal. Because, we've been lacking them, especially Mo Salah. I want to see Núñez score in Europe for Liverpool. I'm desperate for that to happen. And I think The Napoli defenders are going to be treating him like a piece of mud on the bottom of their shoes, stamping on him, kicking him. So he's got to deal with that atmosphere. So let's go through the lineup prediction. It will be Alisson in goal. It will be Trent. It will probably be Gomez and Van Dijk with maybe Tsimikas. Obviously started the last game. Maybe that's to keep Robbo fresh for Wednesday night. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you bring in a Matip who's now back? Do you bring in a Tsimikas, or do you keep that same back five that has been conceding goals this season? In the midfield, we spoke about it. Harvey Elliott has to play for me. Carvalho's out injured. Fabinho has to play for me. And I would be half tempted to go with James Milner over Arthur Melo just because of that experience, just because of that know-how. He's going to be the captain on the night as well if he plays. And I think Arthur, I don't know, Klopp's surprised me so many times. I really didn't think Núñez would start against Everton. I really didn't think Carvalho would start against Everton. So it wouldn't surprise me if Melo gets thrown in there at the deep end, with Milner maybe to come on, depending how the game goes. But then up front, it's Diaz, Núñez and Salah for me. Bobby, maybe unfairly, has been put on the bench, but he knows that he's going to be playing a second role to Núñez this season, depending on his form, by the way. If he's awful, then bring Bobby back in. But for this European game, I think you start Núñez, your most expensive player. He needs to do something. And I think that's your team. The subs, obviously, we've got 5 in Europe. You could bring on Jota, you could bring on Milner, you could bring on Firmino, you could bring on the likes of, I don't know, really. You could bring on Tsimikas as well if he doesn't start. So let me know who you want to see start and who to come on. And I want to hear your score predictions in the comments right now. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Liverpool win, a very slim one, but a win nonetheless, to take us into that massive fixture on Saturday at Anfield, which of course will be there with the fan cams. And a massive announcement from the channel as well, by the way. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. is the first ever live Hot Topics podcast episode from the studio in Liverpool. It will be James, Ruby and Mario. I can't wait to watch it. Make sure that you're spamming the comments and sending in your hot topics for the guys to discuss live on the show. So first ever live Hot Topics from the studio tomorrow, which will be previewing the game on Wednesday and talking about Salah and a lot more. So make sure, please, that you lock in for that first ever live episode of Hot Topics. I'm going for a Liverpool 2-1 win. There's my score prediction. Let me know yours in the comments. We are going to be doing a live watch along of this game as well on Wednesday night, so make sure you watch that. But until then, take care and we'll see you soon. Up the Reds. We have to win this one. Take care.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Ruby.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.